Hey, what's going on guys? My name is James and welcome back to another video. Today we're actually going to be dropping 8 watches from in here and 6 watches from in here. Not physically dropping, but dropping on the website, plus an extra one on my wrist here. Really excited about today's. We have an insane amount of watches that are in incredible condition with box papers, the whole lot, and a load of Microbrands as well. And then we have some vintage watches from 1944 up to 1972, I believe it was. So I think in today's drop on the website there is something for everyone, literally, and at all price ranges as well. So I'm super excited to be bringing you today's drop, but without any further ado, let's just roll on into it. By the way, it is in the morning, so I am drinking my coffee. So let's start off with the brown bag with all of the watches that are in incredible condition, basically new, and also come with box papers, the whole lot. So let's just get straight into it. We're actually going to start with the big watch, and by big I mean probably the most popular watch in today's drop, which is the Sinn 104. This watch is absolutely incredible. For those of you who have been keeping an eye out, I did sell the Sinn 103, which is the chronograph version, not too long ago. Now to get the 104 in is pretty cool. This one still has the stickers on the back. It's still all stickered in the box. Obviously I've taken them off to shoot the video, but this watch is incredible. Really like it. Full box papers, unworn condition. So someone is going to seriously love this watch. So the next one I'm going to move on to is actually the Helm. This is the Helm Vanuatu, I think that's how you pronounce it. Just one more watch has made a couple of videos on this watch. He absolutely loves it, and I can see why. The build quality is incredible, and I seriously mean it. When I picked this watch up out of the box that I got a load of delivery on, and I was like, Jesus Christ, like I could not believe the price of this, and it is built better than any Seiko Monster I've ever handled, and I like the Seiko Monster, but this is on another level. And I think if you're into the Seiko Monster, this is going to be right up your street. It comes on this NATO strap, but in the box it has a bracelet, and the bracelet just looks ridiculous. Each link is so thick, and yeah, I just can't speak highly enough of this watch. I'm tempted to pick myself one up in the future as well. So definitely go have a look at this if you're into the big, chunky, you know, beastly watch. And now the next watch I actually have 2 of, and this is the MHD CR1. So this is from a cool British brand. One of these watches is already sold, and that is the white dial, the panda dial, on the brown leather strap. That one's already sold, but we still have this black one right here for sale. And the owner of this company actually used to work for, I think it was Morgan, I might be wrong, I'll put a corrector on screen if I am wrong, but he used to be the head designer of that company from the age of 21, and now he runs this company making watches, MHD, and the design is really cool. You can clearly see it's inspired by vintage cars. You know, just the way the numerals are done on the dial, the hands, everything about it just screams cars, and I think it's really cool. The pushes are really cool, the crown, everything, and it runs a mecha quartz movement. So the value on this is insane. Like the price I'm offering these at is just incredible, considering the retail is £250. So what I've got this priced on my website at the moment, saving yourself £50, and it's basically brand new. And all of these are limited edition as well, I think to 500 pieces, I might be wrong. But yeah, really cool watch and a great value. Oh, and right now we have them paired on watch gecko straps, so really comfortable, good quality straps. Next up is a watch I think everyone loves, and it's the Citizen ProMaster. Now this specific one is the reference BN0150-28E. It's the Eco Drive, you know, classic, really cool watch. And it's a really great size as well, so I believe it's 42mm, I could be wrong. Everything's on the website, but it just wears really well. It's really comfortable. I'm not a big fan of rubber straps. Now this has the original rubber strap in the box, but right now it is paired on a Page & Cooper rubber, which is vanilla scented and super soft and super comfortable. So you know, you're getting yourself a real bargain with this one. It's priced under the market, and again, you can't even tell it's been worn. Like, I'm always amazed when I get watches from this collector. The watches just never ever looked worn. It's incredible. So great value proposition. Next up is a watch I've seen all over Instagram recently, and that is Stratton. So this is the Chrono, or the Curve Chrono version E. Now the version E is the all black version that we have here. It's DLC, which is diamond like carbon. I think that's what DLC stands for, I'm pretty sure it is. It has an inner rotating bezel, which you can control via the screw-in crown at the side, which is really, really cool. Mecha quartz movement, you know, all the bells and whistles you'd expect from a micro brand at this kind of price. And talking about price, it's a really good price, to be honest. Again, unworn condition, full box papers. The box itself, it comes with like a carrying case, leather carrying case, which is super nice, and a load of extra spare straps and, you know, tools and all kinds of different things. And even the strap it comes on is really nice. It complements it perfectly. The black with the orange and the orange stitching on the strap. Overall, a really cool watch in a tachymetric scale. Like it feels like a sports racing chronograph. And the price, like I said, is really, really good for what you're getting in my opinion. Next up, we have a watch which has just been making waves right now, which is the Hodinkee Swatch. Really, really cool watch. I personally like the System 51s, and I think out of all of them, this is probably one I would actually own. I've never owned a System 51 myself. My dad owns the red one, I believe he has. I really like the blue one, but this one with the sort of sword hands and the way the dial's done with the loom pips, I don't know if they actually loom, I'm not too sure, but it's just a really, really cool watch. And obviously the System 51 movement, automatic movement, made of 51 parts, and it's actually working its way through the other Swatch group. So for example, there is now a Tissot which runs edited or calibrated version of this movement. So it's clearly a good movement, it's clearly working well across the board. And also insanely affordable, the movement is. Now this particular watch, because it is highly sought after, the price is above retail, so it's up to you whether you want to pay above retail, but the thing is you're not going to get it at retail anymore. Yeah, again, full box papers, it's even got the thank you for purchasing card from Hodinkee all in there, so yeah, really, really cool watch, and worth the money as well. And the final one in the box, but I still have one on my wrist, is finally another Seagull. This is the Seagull 1963 chronograph. Absolutely love this one. This is the classic configuration of the cream dial with the blued hands and the gold numerals. It's got the solid case back, so not the exhibition case back, which some people, they say they would only buy the exhibition case back version. I personally don't really mind. I've seen the Seagull movement because I've had it in a Alpha Daytona a while ago. It's a nice looking movement, but at the end of the day, you wear it on your wrist, right? Really, really cool watch. I love the markings, everything about this watch, and the value. That's the main thing. The value on this is just ridiculous. So if you're looking for a manual wound chronograph, and the fact that this one comes in at, I can't even remember what I've got it priced on the website, but go have a look. Just the value is ridiculous. And finally, the watch on my wrist is from a company called MAT or MAT. MAT watches. This is the AG6 2C3 Stealth. And the reason it's called Stealth is because it's all black, and the dial's black and the numerals are black and everything is very stealth. The watch is incredible. It runs the ETA 2824-2, I think is that movement. Really, really cool watch. And one thing I love that they've done, the ETA 2824-2, I believe it is that movement, that's in there. It's all on the website, as I said, but the movement has a date option. So there you have the date in this movement, but they've decided not to put a date window, which I love because it would just ruin the aesthetic of the watch. So that does mean when you pull out the crown, there is still, oh god, one of the balloons just popped. That made me shit myself. So next door had a party a couple of days ago, and all the balloons flew over into our garden, and one of them just popped and literally gave me a heart attack. Anyway, where was I? So when you pull out the crown, you still do have the date aperture. You know, you can change the date on this movement, but there's no date. So I love that. I personally really, really like that, and I wish more brands would do that. Because you just see some brands, they have the perfectly clean aesthetic. You know, there's a couple of the Tissot Heritage Chronos which have got perfect proportions at like 39mm, beautiful aesthetic, but they put a date at 3 or 4 o'clock, at 4 o'clock, sorry, and it just ruins the aesthetic. Like, just because the movement has a date doesn't mean you have to use it, in my opinion. And I think MAT or Matt have done a great job with this one. This one retails for 1,220, and this is basically as good as new. There's one mark on the bezel which I photographed at 11. Other than that, there's not a single mark on it. So I think for the price under retail that you can get this at is just incredible. So really cool watch. Now that is the first lots of watches done. Let's move on to the second lot, which is the pre-owned with no box and papers, so modern watches with no box and papers, and also vintage. So let's get on to it. So we'll start with the strange and potentially not as popular, but I think someone out there will like them. This is the Movado Elliptica. So this is a ladies watch. It comes in a 24mm by 45mm, so it's like a tank style case but with this huge bracelet, so it wears like a bracelet on the wrist. So for you gentlemen out there, if you're looking for a watch for your lady, here we go. Next up is a watch from a brand which I do think is underestimated, to be honest, and especially at the kind of price they come at. So this is the Rado Jubilee. It's got the diamonds on the dial at 12, 3, 6 and 9. It's on a stainless steel bracelet with a titanium clasp. Overall, a really cool watch. You know, it's quartz, and again, at the price this is going for, I just think you're getting a pretty cool watch at 38mm. It wears really well. There are a couple of marks on it which are photographed. It is a used watch, but at the end of the day, it's a cool watch. It does. Now we're on to some seriously cool stuff that I think you will love. Unfortunately, the first one you can't buy because it's already been purchased, but this is the Raymond Vale. I've called it the Raymond Vale Tank. It's a beautiful watch. I think retailed as a ladies watch, but you know what? The person who I've sold this to is very close to me, and she's going to absolutely love this watch, but I am going to definitely steal it from time to time because I just love it. It's got like a burgundy dial with stripes, a burgundy strap that matches, matching gold buckle, and it's 18 karat gold plated, super thin because of the quartz movement. Like, it is perfect. Beyond a Cartier tank, a vintage Cartier tank, this is the next best thing in my mind. And just the design is perfect, and it being a quartz and only having two hands, I can completely live with it. So really cool watch, and congratulations to the new owner. I know she's going to absolutely love it. And this is the one I actually got most interest in, to be honest. As soon as I posted some pictures, everyone wanted to know about this one. Really cool. Next up, we have an awesome Longines from 1951. This is the reference 6280, and it's running the 228S movement, and it's 35mm. But in my opinion, it wears quite a large 35mm. You know, my Tudor Black Bay 36, I'm always wearing that, so I use that as a reference point. And this, in my opinion, feels like it wears bigger, but it definitely doesn't. Really cool watch, nice hands, nice numerals on the dial. There's sort of like Brigade 12, 3, 6 and 9 numerals with markers at the rest of the intervals with sword hands. Really, really cool. Plain case back, comes on a nice leather strap, and it complements it beautifully. And to finish off, we're going to finish off with two awesome Omegas, one of which is just an insane price, like a ridiculous price, and it's because it's gold plated and it definitely has some wear to it. But the watch is in great condition. You know, look at the movement pictures. This is a 1972 Omega Geneve reference 166070, running the Cal 545 at 35mm. It comes on a stretch bracelet. Really, really cool watch. Again, the value on this is ridiculous. So I think if you're looking for an Omega, or you're looking for a first watch, or even a gift to someone else, this is a great option because you're giving them a brand that they've probably heard of, even if they're not into watches, and it's going to cost you barely anything. You know, it's in running condition. Really cool watch. And to finish off is a watch that if it was a couple of millimeters bigger, I would buy it myself because I love the design. It's an Omega Officer. This one comes in from 1944, and it's running the caliber 26.5 T3 PC. I don't know. And it's 31mm. Now I can wear 31mm, and you know what? I've actually worn this watch out and about. I can do it, but I just wish it was a couple of millimeters bigger. But I know there are people out there who love this kind of size, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of history in this watch, and it's in great condition. And you know, the cool onion style crown, everything like that. This watch just looks great. So if you're looking for, again, an affordable Omega with a lot of history from the 40s, great option. Or you're looking for a watch for your younger son or daughter who's maybe you want to get into watches, you know, this is always a great option. I think up until the age of 15, this is going to look perfectly fine on the wrist of a teenager. You know what I mean? It's not going to look out of place. And especially for you adults out there that like smaller watches as well. But anyway, that is all the watches in today's drop. It's a huge drop, so I hope you all like it. Definitely go over to the website to check out full pictures, full descriptions, everything like that. The specs are all listed in there. And don't forget, if you have a watch to sell, send me a message or give me a call. My number's on the website, and we can arrange getting your watch sold. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.